What's up guys, Sean here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing a epic Spyderco knife. This is the Spyderco Slysz Bowie. This is a very infamous or notorious, I guess you could say, knife as far as Spydercos go, and it is held in regard as a grail knife to many people. This was held in regard as a grail knife for myself, and I was very grateful to get my hands on it. This is the Knife Joy exclusive variant with the belt satin finish M390 blade and the blue anodized titanium handles. Amazing knife. And another cool thing about this video, trying out some different stuff with the lighting, trying out shooting this at night, switching up with my mic setup, see if I can get the audio a little bit better, a little bit louder and cleaner and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit more time into this one. It's not gonna be all in one take like I've been doing. I don't necessarily have any extra time than usual, but I just wanted to do a nice video, so let's see if I still got it, and we're gonna try to make this review kind of cool and fun. So instead of jumping right into the categories, I'm gonna show you guys this knife in action. Alright, so first on the agenda is a little bit of rope. I have some nylon rope right here, about a 1/4 inch thick. Whoa. Next up, I have some twisted sisal rope. This is some nasty shit right here. If anything's gonna tear up this edge, it will be this twisted sisal rope. I'm not gonna cut a ton of it, but let's just see how it manages its way through it, because this stuff is hard to cut. You can hear it crunching on the blade. Oh god. Can't be good. Alright, this is going to be the last one. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Let's see. I think it cuts better up near the tip. The blade's a little bit thinner right there. Okay. Alright. So let's see how the Spyderco Slysz Bowie cuts through a cardboard box. So, you know, just a regular EDC task, processing cardboard, not super thick, nasty, aggressive cardboard, just your typical everyday kind of stuff. So, damn, that was not bad. That was through a thicker part. Damn laser beam. Wow. pretty good. Let's find something else to cut. Alright, so I'm not gonna have a crazy variety because I'm just a normal guy. So some more product packaging, some light duty cardboard. Kind of trying out, focusing kind of the tip area, that front belly portion, as the main cutting area for this box. It is nice and thin up at that portion of the blade, and it's also thinner at the spine up near the tip, so theoretically that should be kind of the most slicey portion of this blade. I would have to check on my calipers and check the behind the edge thickness, but you know, because towards the tip sometimes it'll get a little thicker behind the edge, and it can get thinner at the spine, so it could be a little bit of an illusion. No way to really be sure without measuring, but just from use I can feel a difference. It goes through with very, very minimal resistance in this front portion, and as I work my way towards the back of the blade, it increases ever so slightly, but this thing glides through material with no issues whatsoever. And this is the factory edge, no bullshit. This is one of maybe 2 knives that I own out of my entire collection that still has the factory edge, and this is still sharp. I don't know what they did with this M390, but you know, the Taiwan factory is known for very, very good quality control. They do excellent edges, excellent blade grinds. I'm assuming they probably do the heat treats there also. Now, the USA made Spydercos at the Golden, Colorado plant, they do excellent heat treats also. Very high performing steel, but I think there's some Seki City, Japan models like the Endura or the Police 4. As far as the K390 goes, the Seki City ones are at a little bit higher HRC than the Golden Colorado by 2 or 3 HRC. So that's kind of a big jump. The Golden Colorado, I think, tests around 63, 64. The Seki City has tested up to 67, I believe. 66, 67, which is insane. Now, this is not K390. I'm just going off on a tangent. This is Bowler M390. This is still a super steel, very high edge retention, extremely high corrosion resistance, which K390 does not have. It has okay toughness. It's not designed to be a tough steel, but it is tough enough for EDC applications to where you can get good performance and not worry about it being fragile with, you know, also being paired with a good cutting geometry, good blade geometry. So you can take this, you know, decently thin, get nice slicey blade profile, nice slicey cutting geometry, and still have a knife that you don't have to worry about, you know, falling apart. So back to the task at hand. I swear, this thing is a dream to cut with, guys. Ooh. I'll be curious to see how it does on the phone book paper after all this cutting. And I would be willing to bet my money on it still being perfectly sharp, and at the most maybe needing just a little bit of stropping and being right back to blazing through phone book paper. Okay guys, so now that we have cut up a couple things and you have seen how this knife performs on some, common materials, let's see how this does on the phone book paper. See if this edge has held up good, because I will tell you, this is one of two knives out of my entire collection that still has a factory edge. And this edge, I've cut a lot of stuff with it, and this edge is held up great. Still razor sharp. I've only stropped it, so my hypothesis is there's probably going to be a little bit of snagging right off the jump. But I bet you, after a couple passes on the basswood with the gunny juice, or a couple passes on my Beaver Craft leather paddle strop with the common everyday green stropping compound, it's gonna go right through like brand new. So let's grab the phone book and find out. Alright guys, let's see. No freaking way. I told you, I don't know what kind of magic they do at the Taichung, Taiwan plant, but it seems that they must be doing their heat treats just a little bit higher or something, because their factory edges outperform anything. Like, it's insane. I have been using this knife. I don't carry this every day. I mean, I have a lot of knives, so I rotate through the collection. Okay, but this knife has seen plenty of use. This is the factory edge. Swear to God. Has never touched a stone. Ooh. Okay, our first snag. Barely even would consider that a snag. Let's see the tip. Do you guys see the look on my face right now? I'm probably just as shocked, if not more shocked than you. I mean, my hypothesis is that it was going to snag. So, I know that wasn't a ton of cutting, but you have to understand, this knife has seen a ton of just regular EDC use. It's not like this was just taken out of the box and this was the first couple things that I've cut. So, I mean, especially after that twisted sisal rope, that's some nasty, nasty shit. I would expect at least a little hesitation. Let's go ahead and hit it on the strap anyway and just see the difference. Alright, so this is the 1 micron right here. Would help if I had the lights on in here, but we'll make do. We'll do like 2 passes on this. Actually, we'll do from heel to tip. We'll call that good. Shaves the arm hair without hesitation. Hope you guys can hear that. I don't have much arm hair, but it's going straight through. Alright. Ho. Let's get a full size piece. Alright. No fucking way. Unbelievable. The only part that's hanging up a little bit is back here. And that, I've told you guys before, that's where I tend to cut the most, is back towards the heel. And that is the biggest reason why I'm not a fan of sharpening choils. And I like how most Spydercos just have the ricasso, and I bring that edge all the way to the ricasso, so I never get caught in any, choil when I'm cutting. Oh my god. This is insane. You know what? Let's drop the heel right there. Alright, let's see. I hate sharpening choils. Ay. Insane. long snag. Alright guys, I think that proves the point that this edge is still excellent condition. With just a little bit of stropping, the edge still continues on. Amazing, amazing performance. So now we're finally going to get into the grading. Alright guys, so on to the grading. First up we have Ergonomics, which this knife scores a 5 out of 5. Very, very comfortable. We have nice, smooth, contoured titanium scales. Has a very slight contouring to it, which makes it just feel excellent in hand. Very, very good. I wear a size large glove, and this, it's like it locks your hand in so well. You have this little swell at the butt of the handle, and you have a little bit of a swell up here right before, right behind the choil, so in the front, and your hand just locks in between these 2 points. It fills your palm pretty much perfectly with a closed fist, so you get a nice, tight, secure grip on it. Your thumb lands right here on the back of the spine, which we have a beautiful crown spine. I am absolutely a sucker for a nice crown spine. And then we have a little flat portion right here where your thumb can lay. And then we have some nice, not too aggressive jimping right here. I love Spyderco jimping, and this is definitely not sharp as far as Spyderco's jimping goes. This is actually done very nicely, so just feels really good. There are no hot spots. This has the wire clip, which is not my favorite as far as the looks go, but it functions excellent, and it does not produce any hot spots whatsoever. Which brings me to the next category, the clip, which gets a 4.5 out of 5 because I docked it the half a point just because the wire clip is kind of boring in my opinion. Now it works excellent. I still have it on this knife, but this knife retails at $400. And if they ever do another run of them, I guarantee you that it's going to be, you know, the price is going to increase. It'll probably be like $500. When we get into that territory, and we're talking a high-end Spyderco knife, one that is held in, like, you know, such high regard as this, I just feel just maybe they could do a dedicated clip just for this knife. You know, kind of like, you know, the Spyderco Drunken, you know, kind of like that. This, and I know the Drunken clip is not very good, but it's just an example of a knife that they did, you know, a completely unique clip for that knife. Now, some may say the reasoning that they went with the wire clip instead of that is for that exact reason, that the clip on the Drunken turned out to not be so great, and a lot of people didn't like it. And being that a lot of people are a fan of the wire clip, and even people who aren't the biggest fan of the wire clip like myself still will admit it is a excellent functioning clip. It works, so it's a safe bet. You know, you can't really go wrong with it, but it just doesn't excite me. at all. So yeah, but not gonna hold that against it. It's a very good clip, so only docked it half a point. And spoiler alert, this is one of the highest scoring knives that I've ever reviewed. So it's gonna be a lot of perfect scores, but I'm not just giving you the perfect score and moving on. I am going to give you guys the best explanation that I possibly can how I arrived at each score. Now for the carry, also gets a 5 out of 5. That has a lot to do. Well, obviously the clip is going to affect the carry, but it's also a pretty small profile for a full size, you know, over 3-inch blade, full size knife. It is a very nice smaller profile. If we take, say, the Paramilitary 2, we are maybe a ½ inch shorter, and if you stack them on top of each other, it is also a thinner profile. However, it still offers a full palm filling grip, and you get just as much cutting edge. You know, you're not losing anything, and a PM2 carries just fine. But say Para 3, it's about the same profile in your pocket as the Para 3, except it does not have the hump from the Spidey hole, so it's actually a little bit better of a profile. And the fact that it's not blocky like the PM2, it's nice and contoured. It just carries a lot less noticeable. Not saying noticeable for other people seeing it in your pocket, but noticeable as in feeling it being there. You know, not too heavy. It's really good. Moving on, for the action, we also get a 5 out of 5. I love the action on this. This is on phosphor bronze washers, and this is so smooth. Look. That's with absolutely zero play in any direction. This thing is rock solid, perfectly centered, no side to side play, just very smooth and hydraulic, very similar to like a Chris Reeves Sabenza or Inkosi, you know, other you know, tight tolerance, high end production knives. So I really enjoy this action. It's also enjoyable to slow roll. You can also Spidey flick it. So yes, I love it. Great action. For the for the aesthetic, it gets a 5 out of 5. That is that's the first thing that attracted me to this knife. Just like when it comes to your wife or your girlfriend, the first thing that initially drew you to that is your physical attraction, okay? And the physical appeal to the aesthetic of this is what really got my gears turning as far as making me have that feeling that I needed to own this knife. Just seeing pictures, looking up the tag Slysz Bowie on Instagram, and just looking through all the hundreds or thousands of photos just drooling over it because it is unique to every other Spyderco. You can tell that it's in the same family as the SPYDIECHEF and the Techno and the Techno 2 and the Swayback and the maybe the McBee. I don't think the McBee is Martin Slysz design, but yeah, you can tell that it's in the same family, but it's like a SPYDIECHEF on steroids. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, yeah, I can't put into words. It's more just like an appeal thing. So sorry I couldn't put that into better words. It was, when I had the experience, it was more of just like a drooling and kind of deal, So yeah, it looks fucking awesome. For the hardware, gets a 5 out of 5. It's typical Spyderco hardware. We have T8s for the pivots on both of these and T6s for the rest of the screws besides the pocket clip, which is actually a T10, or I think, hold up. No. The pocket clip is a T8, so T8s and T6s, so there's two different sizes. However, there's not really any need to take this apart, and if you do, I have taken this apart. It is a little bit tricky because there's these little ear standoffs, and you have kind of like barrel spacers that will push through, and they go through this back spacer and stuff. It's kind of funky. Just pay attention when you disassemble it. It's not rocket science, and I don't think anybody's really going to have too much trouble with it. You just, I don't know. As long as you have quality TORX drivers, like the WIHA soft touch TORX drivers, each size is a individual driver. It's a set of 6 or 7 of them for like $30. I have it linked in the description below with my Amazon affiliate link. I can't recommend these enough. I've been using these every day for well over a year now. They work just as good as the first day that I got them. They fit nice and tight into the head of the screw without any slack, so you're not putting any wear and tear on the screws. You're not risking stripping out the screw or the TORX driver, and they do the job. All right, so you use quality TORX. And the other thing with these being full size, having a nice big handle and fitting the head of the screw perfectly without any slack, you have plenty of leverage. So even if this was all Loctited to hell, guess what? You can still break it free, no problem whatsoever, and still maintain keeping the tip of the driver square in the head of the screw and not, coming out of it or anything and twisting around because you're, trying to apply a lot of force onto a little micro-sized driver. You don't have to do all that. Work smarter, not harder. With a nice full-size quality TORX driver, alright, you just get a good grip on the knife and you just turn slowly, okay, but you will feel when it starts to break free. And yeah, it's not rocket science. I'm telling you, just get yourself a set of quality TORX drivers like this, and then comment in the video below, or comment on my next video, whatever. As soon as you get these, comment and let me know. I guarantee you will say, holy crap, you were right, Sean. I can't believe I've been dealing with these crap TORX drivers and TORX bits all this time, when I never knew that it was that simple and that easy to work on the knives without messing anything up. It really is. And if you do use my affiliate link, I am greatly appreciative, but I'll tell you straight up, I would probably make a couple cents, okay? So it's not like I'm pushing these on you for any nefarious purposes, okay? I'm not going to get rich because you bought a set of these, but it will change your life. So, if anything, I'm just helping you out, and I'm helping Amazon out and whoever is selling these, because that's who's going to benefit. So just trust me, and if you buy them and you try them out and you find that you don't like them, or that anything that I said wasn't true, fucking call me out. Make a video, say Blazing Phase is a lying piece of shit, blah blah blah. Do it. I will not be mad. That's my proposal, because it's not gonna happen. I promise you, everybody is gonna say, holy crap, you were right, this is amazing, thank you. So I'm just trying to help you guys out for real. But anyway, how I got onto that tangent, because of the fact that this has a lot of T6s. Okay, so in past reviews, I would dock points for knives that had T6s, but ever since I had the quality TORX drivers, I haven't had an issue with a single T6 screw, so I found no reason to dock points for it any longer. And that's my personal opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own. You don't have to agree, but I have a feeling if you have quality TORX drivers, you're probably going to agree that it's not a big deal. Sure, I love nice, larger size hardware. Okay, it makes me have a little bit more confidence in it when it comes to disassembly and maintenance. It makes me feel just a little bit more secure about it. But, those fears of stripping out the screws and all that stuff, it's really been so long since I've had to deal with anything like that, that it's just not really a thing anymore. Moving on. For the price, it gets a 4 out of 5. Alright? It could possibly even be a 3 out of 5. Well, no. It can't be a 3 out of 5. Because when you take a look at what you're getting and comparing it to competitive options out there, it holds its weight, okay? You have a titanium frame lock with premium super steel M390, which it's not just, crap M390 with a crap heat treat. It is done extremely well, as I've already proven to you. Beautiful blade grind, beautiful fit and finish, beautiful tight tolerances, and it is what you would expect from, say, like a Chris Reeves knives. I think 4 out of 5 is a fair score, because this is an excellent knife, and if you for some reason didn't like it, you will have no problem reselling it and getting all your money back, if not more. So you can't really lose. Moving on to the fit and finish, gets a 5 out of 5. Already went over the reasons for that. The acoustics also gets a 5 out of 5, which I don't give out a lot of 5 out of 5s on acoustics. There's very few knives, but this one Alright, now listen to the SPYDIECHEF. Which the SPYDIECHEF sounds fine. But now listen to this. It sounds freaking good. Sounds like a beast. Alright. Moving on. Lockup, perfect 5 out of 5. We have like 50% lockup. That it's not going anywhere. Rock solid. No play, no wiggle, no nothing. No lock stick whatsoever. And there is no lock bar insert. It is just a straight up titanium against a blade tang. And it functions excellently. Flawless. No need for anything extra. It is a simple, straightforward design. And it's just done so well that there is no issues whatsoever. Lock bar access, also 5 out of 5. Look at this beautiful lock bar access right here. You have a full cutout for your thumb to slide through and get onto that lock bar. And it's relieved on the inside of the lock bar. Nice and smooth. It feels like soft to the touch when the pad of your thumb presses in or presses onto it. It's just very, very nice. For the factory edge, obviously it has a 5 out of 5. I would give it a freaking 10 out of 5, a 10,000 out of 5 if that was a thing. I can honestly tell you, this is by far the best factory edge that I have experienced on any knife from any maker ever in my over 20 years of collecting and using knives. By far. Blows everything else out of the water. For the blade category, 5 out of 5. Beautiful, perfectly symmetrical blade grind, perfectly even. We have a beautiful swedge up here at the top. We have very nicely done jimping. The Spidey hole for deployment, love it. It's done very well, not too sharp. It has just the right amount of grip to deploy it reliably, but it does not tear your thumb up or anything at all. You can flick this thing all day and it's not going to tear your thumb up. Beautiful blade finish, beautiful belt satin finish. I love Spyderco's belt satin. You know, very minimal billboarding and all. You just have the standard Spyderco bug, which I think looks freaking awesome. But I guess I could be a little bit biased. I mean, I'm probably one of the world's biggest Spyderco fanatics, or fanboys, whatever you want to call it. And then on this side, you have Martin Swish's Maker's Mark, okay? So, that is Martin Swish's Maker's Mark. And then, of course, you have the, it says Spyderco and M390 on this side, just like all Spydercos. On the bug side, it's going to say your blade steel. And then on the opposite side, it will say where it was produced. This one is produced in Taichung, Taiwan, which they make the most beautiful, perfect high-end Spydercos. High level of quality and tolerances and all that stuff. They just do an excellent job. This M390 is on another level. Like, this is it's performed better than anything else, and I have pretty much every super steel you can think of on the table. So, like I said, I don't know what kind of magic they did, but they got it right. Moving on. For the handle, perfect 5 out of 5. We have titanium handles. It's anodized. It's like a stone washed kind of blue anodization. It's not a very bright and vibrant blue. However, if you hit it with alcohol or Windex, it brightens it right back up. But then as soon as your skin touches it, it goes back to that like faded blue look. I do plan on eventually doing something with the handles. I'm either going to get them re-anodized, I'm not sure on the color, or get them Cerakoted or possibly nano-coated. I've been seeing a lot of knives being nano-coated by, what the hell is his name? Chris Ortega, I think. Cerberus Knives. He offers a nano-coating service for blades, hardware, clips, scales, or the whole shebang. It costs a lot. It's not cheap whatsoever, but the results that I've been seeing are absolutely insane. Extremely beautiful. So, this is still considered a grail knife to me. Just because I have it doesn't make it not a grail knife. This knife still means a lot to me, so this I could definitely justify saving up a little bit and putting some money into this to make it the way that I want, because this is a knife that I'm going to be keeping forever. But yeah, handle, perfect design, very impressive with the contouring, just everything about it. Excellent job. For the centering, gets a perfect 5 out of 5. Dead nuts center. Absolutely beautiful. Has nice tight tolerances. It's a nice tight fit in between the scales, and I'm not sure with the lighting right now, but hopefully you can see that this thing is dead nut center. And when I go back through here, if not, I will do a B-roll clip or whatever you want to call it and let you guys see a better view of all of this. Moving on, cutting category, 5 out of 5. The performance that I demonstrated speaks for itself. For the materials, we get a 5 out of 5. Self-explanatory, titanium, M390, and it's not just any M390. This is done very, very well. Fidget factor, I gave it a 4 out of 5, just because I could probably give it a 5 out of 5 for myself personally, but I try to be unbiased as possible. At the end of the day, these are still my opinions based on my experiences with the vast variety of knives that I've experienced, and taking into consideration their what you're getting for the money, the design of the knife, the intended use for that knife, what it was designed towards, and how how well they hit their target, and just so many factors. It's like a supercomputer in my brain of all these little details, of all these aspects, and it is something that it would take way too long to explain, but just trust me, my grading is definitely 100% fair. I give you guys the explanations for every grade, but I try to at the same time, no matter how much I love a knife, I still try to find things that there could be improvements in, okay? And fidget is one of the areas. This knife was definitely not designed to be a fidget knife, which is perfectly fine. It is an absolutely amazing knife. To me, it is fidgety. I enjoy fidgeting with it, but it may not be the case for you. It depends how good you are at middle finger flicking and stuff, because there are some people that cannot middle finger flick this. I can without a problem. If you have the SPYDIECHEF, and if you have an issue middle finger flicking the SPYDIECHEF, you're definitely not going to be able to do it on the Slysz Bowie. But if you can middle finger flick the SPYDIECHEF no problem, then you should be able to get the Slysz Bowie without a problem. It really just depends what your definition of fidgety is. You know, you can fidget, just it could be slow rolling it, you know, and then closing it. Fidgeting could be with a freaking an old timer knife or whatever, slip joint, and the walk and talk. You know, fidget doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, an action on bearings like that. That fidget doesn't have to be that, and fidget doesn't have to be this. Fidget can be whatever the hell you want it to be, as long as you enjoy the process of manipulating that knife and opening it and closing it and fondling it. That's what fidget is. So having multiple deployment options obviously adds to the fidget factor, okay? Which this has. You have reverse flick, thumb flick, and slow roll. That's 3 right there. That's plenty enough for me, and I really enjoy the action on this. So it's very fidgety to me. But I've heard a lot of other people say, you know, it's not. They're not impressed with the action, or, you know, they don't find it fidgety, whatever. You know, and they're entitled to that opinion. So I try to be fair, and I docked it a point, but I'm not gonna, you know, give it a kill the score when I find it to be excellent. I just docked it a point to try to be unbiased, like I said. So brings us to the next category, which is the design. Perfect 5 out of 5. Martin Slysz absolutely killed it with this. This is a one-of-a-kind knife. I mean, it's so simple that it's like, it's stupid, but it's just done so well and so unique. Okay, it's so simple, but it is so unique at the same time, and it's classy. It's sexy, it's badass, it is a hell of a work knife. It literally fits into every category for every type of person, every type of enthusiast out there, for every type of occasion. I mean, I can't think of anything where this knife would not be fitting. You can take it to the beach, you can take it in the ocean. Like, no matter what idea pops up into your head, this knife is perfectly capable. So, absolutely 100% confident in giving this a perfect 5 out of 5. Moving on to the value. Also, a perfect 5 out of 5. Yes, this knife cost $400. However, these knives are not being produced any longer, and if you can get your hands on one of these for $400, you can use it and do whatever you want. As long as you don't trash it, you can turn around and get that $400 right back, if not more, just like I said. So the value, it holds the value 100%. And it, the more time that passes that they don't produce anymore, the supply and demand is only gonna get offset worse, because the few that are out there, some of those are gonna get used and abused and beat to hell. So the amount of Swiss buoys out there in excellent condition that are unmolested, unmodified, all that stuff is gonna become fewer and fewer. And as long as there are people out there who want to get their hands on this knife, the value is only going to grow. So you can't get better than that when it comes to the value of it. It is a very a safe bet. As long as you're not paying more than $400, I don't think you're going to really lose a dime on it, as long as you do not take it outside and rub it on the fucking sidewalk or something. Like, if you're not an idiot or an asshole with your nice knives, you're going to be just fine. You're not going to lose any money on it. Excellent value. Which brings us to a total score of 97.5 out of 100. That is an extremely high score. I know there's some of you that are going to watch this, whether it's today, tomorrow, or a year from now, and you're going to be cussing at the screen like, oh, there's no way that knife scored that high and blah blah, you're full of shit. Hey dude, whatever. Sure, you know what? You're right. Because if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe, and that's your truth. But, I'm not here to lie to you. I do my best to be as fair and accurate and unbiased as possible. All I can do is offer you guys my 100% true, honest opinion. This knife was not provided to me by anybody. This was purchased with my hard-earned money. And let me tell you, I'm not a rich guy. $400 is a lot of money to me. Okay? So, I don't take that lightly. I'm not going to be, take it easy on my criticism of a knife that I spend that kind of money on. And that's just, it is what it is. So hopefully that kind of can help ensure you that I'm giving you guys the honest truth. And I think I should have at least earned that reputation with you guys by now. I've made well over 200 videos at this point, and I have been completely honest with you in every single one of those. So that's got to count for something. But I had fun with this one. Hopefully the video turns out good. I'm excited about it. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.